Yeah. I said it, and I said it because I mean it, and I wouldn't say it otherwise. And I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you why. WTF. You know what? I was actually thinking. I pulled up to my house, and I was like, man, looking up and down the street, and I was like, we really don't own anything. You know, any and everything in this world we don't own. And I was like, when it comes to my house, it could be paid in full. You can have a party that you got the deed is paid in full. And sure enough, if you don't pay those taxes, they could take the house away from you. You spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and you paid in full, and they could still take your property from you. I was like, man. And then a light bulb kicked on. I had a flashback. I thought about the day when 6 o'clock in the evening, it was a knock on my door. It was the alphabet police, not the CIA, not the FBI. It was DHS. Yes, DHS, Department of Human Services, knocking on my door because there was some type of complaint put in about my home being unfit for my children. And I was like, what? So I let them in. They want to look around. Everything is cool and kosher. Son playing video games, daughter doing artwork. Everything's clean, looking in the refrigerator. Plenty of food. Someone put in a fraudulent claim. I don't know, for whatever reason. But I guess when you're trying to do better, be better, you come up against, trials and tribulations. And none of us is exempt from trials and tribulations, I'll tell you that. So I got to thinking, you mean to tell me that people can come into your house and take your kids away from you? What gives them the right to do that? And then I thought about during birth, when you sign that birth certificate, you actually got to apply for custody for your own children. So you mean to tell me you don't own your own kids? Is that what it means when they say that they're a ward to the state? So I got to thinking, and I drew this little diagram. I was like, so your house, you don't really own that. You own the rights to it. So you might say, well, Gary, just buy the land. Well, you don't own the land either. You own the rights to build on the land, to occupy the space. You don't own it. You just own some fictional rights or something. You don't own your own kids. You own some fictional rights, custodial rights to have them in your possession, rights to have this house in your possession. You don't really own it. It can always be taken away from you. Your children could be taken away from you. Your home could be taken away from you. Let's not even talk about your vehicle. You happy you paid your vehicle in full, you paid off that car note, you always got to pay insurance. What happens if you don't pay insurance? What about registration every single year? Every single year, you got to register your vehicle. That's an ongoing fee that you can never get rid of. And what happens if you don't re-register your vehicle? They could take it away from you. But you paid for that vehicle. You paid for it. It's paid in full. You could be riding that vehicle on a road and you have to stop and pay the parking meter. What happens if it expires? You could have been like 2 minutes past expiration time and they wrote you a ticket. You feel me? They write you a ticket. You don't pay that ticket. Was it 10 days? Now they give you fines and fees, and now it's going to be booed and towed. They can take your possessions. They could take away your vehicle. You don't own that either. There's always a fee attached to something that you purchase, and it can always be taken away from you. You have the land, you don't own the land. You don't own the air rights, the sea. They got these imaginary borders that separates one country's waters from the other country's waters. So if you think about your house, you don't own the space. What kind of stuff? You don't own the air above it. Somebody actually owns the air above your house. Air rights. It doesn't add up to me, guys. Who owns all of this stuff? Who controls all of this stuff? And I know looking at my board, you might want to say, God does. But I'm here to tell you guys that that's not what GOD stands for. GOD stands for government or death. Government owns everything. They control everything. From the time you're born onto this place they call Earth, they own you. You are a slave to their system, the system of debt. The US is 20 some odd trillions of dollars in debt. I didn't create that debt. Maybe I owe somebody a couple of thousand here and there, but I ain't create that debt. We are tilling these grounds to pay whatever debt that's owed until the day we die. So long as you're in this system. So long as you're in the system. This is crazy. I don't understand. How is this possible? How did this happen? So GOD is government or death. You either play by their rules, you pay the taxes, or you're left alone to die. You won't have no roof over your head. You won't have no utilities. You won't have no food. You pay them, and they do this by taxation. Every single thing has a fee attached to it for you to pay. And you got to continue to work and earn that cash dollar in order to pay this off. So, Karatbars WTF. WTF, I know what you think that stands for. WTF. Karatbars is actually the way to freedom. It's the way to freedom because we're dealing with something that is not taxable. The only thing that I know that's an asset, that's a real true asset that is not taxable and hasn't been taxed is gold. With gold, you have a true asset that appreciates in value. It's not a part of the system. And you got to think about it. Why in the world is the government, the different countries hoarding gold? They're dumping the US dollar and they're hoarding gold. Because it's a true asset, it's a commodity, it has value. And all the other things that they call money is just currency. I learned that the US dollar was actually backed by gold or silver. You know, if you read your dollar today, it says Federal Reserve Note. And it says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Legal tender is fiat currency. And know what fiat currency is? It's just something that's declared money because someone said it was. It's just declared money. But this is just pine pulp that was put together with some ink and called money. And it has so much power over us. We work over and over hours on end for what? Pieces of paper. What blew my mind is once I realized that it was a friend of mine who needed to borrow some money and it was $200. And I had two $100 bills. And the crazy thing about it is that we had a meeting spot and he got there before I did. And it took me a minute to get there. And he actually waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. We decided to walk around, find something to do, all up until I came. So then I came, you know, and shit, gave him the money. And before I gave it to him, I was just looking at these two pieces of paper. And I was like, wow, we have been so conditioned to work for money that it has so much power that it consumes your time. He waited for quite some time just to receive these two pieces of paper. And I was like, wow. And people work 40 years just to get these pieces of paper, just to pass them on to the next person. They never really yours. You've received this piece of paper from your employer, and then you pass the pieces of paper over to the utility companies and to the mortgage companies and to the insurance companies. You're just an intermediary person that just putting in all these hours to take paper from one person and pass paper over to another person. All the years of your life. That's crazy. Karatbars is the way to go. Karatbars is a true money system that allows you to create freedom for yourself and your family. By hoarding gold, just as the wealthy people know to do, you free yourself from this system, this cycle of debt. That's what it's all about. You don't own anything in this system. They own everything. Everything is taxed. Everything has a fee attached to it. And it's all for paper. In 1971, you already know, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. It used to say silver dollar. This was backed by silver and gold. The $10,000 bill was backed by gold. Go look it up. It was backed by something. Now it's backed by nothing. It just really, really bothers me to realize that. And we're trying to get the message out to people to help them understand this. And of course, you're going to have some resistance because when you're used to doing something over and over and over again, you're now conditioned to do just that. And you can't see it no other way. You think somebody's trying to take something away from you, and people will fight to stay in the system. And that's crazy. But you got to understand, you got to be patient with people. They'll fight to stay enslaved into the system of debt because they don't know anything else. This is their comfort zone. This is what they're used to. And it's our job as people that have been awakened, people who have a real money system, an opportunity to help free the people from the system of debt, is to be patient and to go out there and share the message. Share the word, put it out there. That's our job. That's what we've been tasked to do. We've been given an opportunity to free the people. They say the calling is many, but the chosen are few. Well, you know that you've been chosen and you know what you're up against. So take it seriously. So I have people that's asked me, Gary, how do you pique people's interest? What it is, guys, what you really got to understand. I know you want to share Karatbars opportunity. I know you would like to make money, commissions, and so on and so forth. But what's really in your heart? What's really in your heart? Are you really trying to help people? Are you really trying to get this message out there? And if you come from that place of love, that place of really caring for people, they'll be able to feel that. It will resonate with them. It wouldn't be like a script or something that you got to follow. If you're really, really trying to help people, if you're really passionate, it's not a game to be debating with people on who's right, who's wrong. Everybody's not going to understand it. But if you're really trying to talk to your sister, you're really trying to talk to your brother, you're really trying to talk to your friend, come from the heart. Find what it is that they value and help them see what Karatbars have to offer them in real life terms. How does it help them in real life terms? Something that they can resonate with. Speak from the heart. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not about getting rich. It's about getting free. That's the way I like it. It's about getting free. And if you're really trying to help free the people, then come from the heart. That's what you had to understand. This right here just made it even more real to me of the tasks we have at hand. They got it on lock. Everywhere you go, it's a fee, it's a fee, it's a fee, it's a fee. Taxes, tax that, tax this. You go to work, you got to pay taxes on your job. The people who own the building got to pay taxes on the building. Everywhere you go, you don't own nothing. The only thing I know that's not taxed is gold. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the only true asset. People in real estate buying properties, with debt. Then they think they putting people in the property to pay off the debt. It's just debt, 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 debt. You never really own the property. Always could be taken away from you. You just moving this currency around. True value, true asset is gold. And what I like about Karatbars, it really gives you the way to freedom. It really allows for you to have an opportunity to change your family's legacy. It truly do. That's my talk for the day, guys. Hopefully it was helpful. You know, have a happy day and come from the heart, speak from the heart, try to help the people. It's more than about getting rich for yourself. It's about changing this world and making it a better place. Until next time, guys, take care of yourself and each other. Bye bye.